My name is Laura Breen and I am one half of Cameron Breen. We are a contemporary goldsmithing collaboration between two friends. We combine ideas, skills and techniques from our studio based in Randallstown, County Antrim. We have a fascination with illustration, traditional handmaking and archaeology. And from our studio, I carve and engrave our jewellery in wax. It is then cast in a range of metals and then Martin hand sets all our gemstones. As makers, we are constantly collecting information and inspirations. For us, we look at our unique landscape here in Northern Ireland and the fragments of man-made artwork left behind. And this is in the form of stone carvings, repetitive pattern and intriguing faces and figures. We also collect ideas from museums where we can really see how jewellery was traditionally made and what materials they used. And this really sparks curiosity, and I start to build an image of who that person was that made this object, or who wore this piece of jewellery, or how was this piece of jewellery worn. We have created 5 individual beads that are all hand engraved with patterns which we have collected from viewing Bronze Age jewellery through to sculpture and even into ceramics. So it seemed fitting for us to cast these beads in bronze. When you think of bronze sculpture, it is traditionally a highly polished, smooth surface with a really rich, dark colour. However, if you were to leave bronze exposed to the elements and in nature, it will begin to change from a deep golden colour to dark browns and really intense greens and blues. And for us, that natural process was more interesting, not just in colour, it also represents the inspiration of traditional making. I had a lot of fun experimenting with patination and was able to create a chemical reaction which accelerated this colour. This would usually take years to do in the ground. I was able to narrow that down to just a few days by creating a natural solution of vinegar, salt water and eggs. This created a surprisingly unpredictable patination on the surface of the bronze, which really took on a life of its own and followed the spirals and hand engraved shapes. And the exciting thing is the colour will continue to develop and change over time, depending on who wears it, where it's worn, and the environment it's exposed to. We want to spark that same curiosity when the viewer looks at our pieces. That is why we didn't string them to look like a necklace or a bracelet. We want the viewer to see them as though they've just been discovered in the ground, when the string is decayed into the earth and the beads are all that remain. They're very heavy and they're very tactile, so it isn't obvious how they are intended to adorn the body, but they become curiosities to evoke imagination.